Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Andy here for the Super Tech Bros coming at you, not live, but June 9th. Today, we got a quick update on the tech news about the Huawei ban, what's going on there, what's going to happen to me and my phone, what's going to happen to you and your phone, and what to expect going forward. Okay, stay tuned and find out. All right, so some of the news coming out recently is that Google basically put out a report saying that the ban it's stupid, and the whole thing, it was the U.S. was saying it was Huawei was a security risk. I always said that people using Huawei phones is not a security risk, but whatever. So they're saying that Huawei phones being out there without Google security updates and Google Play Store and everything like that, it's a security risk. And it sort of makes sense if you think about this from a security perspective. If you're securing a network, whether it be small, whether it be big, global, whatever it may be, your network is only going to be as secure as your weakest link. Makes sense. So if you have, I mean, you can control what the U.S. people are using, but if one of those U.S. people is dealing with somebody that has a Huawei phone outside of the U.S. and that phone is compromised, security risk. There you have it. So yeah, and obviously there's two sides of the coin. Uh, Google doesn't want Huawei developing their own app store or their own OS or anything like that. That could threaten their global dominance on the mobile market, outside of iOS and all that crap. But yeah, it could definitely put is a threat to that claim for them. If let's say Huawei they can't get Google going forward. This is not only affecting going forward. I think this is not only going to be about Huawei. It's going to be about China and China tech companies uh, altogether. And if they were all to, with the backing of the Chinese government, and they were all to band together and develop something like, who knows? Maybe suck today, but in 5 years, maybe it's great. You know. So yeah, if all these Chinese, giants were to band together with the backing of the Chinese government, who knows what they'd be capable of? You don't know. Like, I mean, we're talking about companies like Oppo, Vivo, Lenovo, OnePlus, Xiaomi, CT, man, maybe not so much CT, and others. Obviously, Huawei. So there's no telling what could happen there. There's no telling what could happen there, and obviously Google doesn't want to risk that. So yeah, they don't want that, obviously. Hence why they're doing this. Really, it's really one of the reasons. Other tech news regarding the ban. So South Korea. So first, Russia. They're good with Huawei. I guess that's not a surprise. They're good with China. They got good relations with China, so they're gonna go forward. They're not gonna listen to. Obviously, they're not gonna listen to yes, and they're gonna go forward with using Huawei for their 5G networks. Not a surprise. Japan. Japan said nope, no more Huawei here, so they're not gonna go with Huawei for their 5G networks. I mean, Sony is a Japanese company, so I guess it makes sense for them to use Sony. So yeah, Sony Ericsson probably. Who knows? Maybe buy some. Maybe their stock will go up. Um. So apparently Korea is saying that they don't see a risk, so they might end up going with Huawei after all, which would be funny because they are an ally of the United States. So I guess maybe we got to keep a close eye on that. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. And then Facebook is the next American company to come out and say that they're not gonna like support, I guess, Huawei going forward. So what they're saying is that they're gonna blacklist Huawei and their apps not gonna be pre-installed on their phones going forward. Which big fucking whooped. Who the fuck cares? I really? Who cares? Why is this news? Facebook is a garbage app that nobody should install, and the fact that it doesn't come pre-installed on Huawei phones anymore, it's a plus. It's good for them actually. It's awesome. No less bloatware. No need to worry about uninstalling freaking Facebook. That's awesome. So that's not much of news, but it's of note. Okay, so yeah, fuck off Facebook. So China apparently had some sort of secret meeting with a bunch of tech companies, uh, just to you know threaten them against cooperating with the Trump ban, with the Trump piece and their ban, I guess. Uh, so yeah, apparently this happened on Tuesday and Wednesday, so very recent. And this is the beginning, guys. This is what I was saying. China is look, Huawei, Xiaomi, Oppo, all those companies. I mean, they are separate entities from the government, yes, but the culture and the government, over there is different. There's some of that here too, but whatever. We're not gonna get into that. But yeah, if you don't think that these companies have relationships with the government, and you're mistaken, you're sadly mistaken. So China is starting to assemble their own list of unreliable companies and individuals. Well, apparently it's not on. Yeah, apparently individuals can go in there. So if you piss them off, they're gonna put you in that list. Uh, so according to this, the meeting was led by the Chinese Central Economic Planning Agency, the National Development and Reform Commission, and attended by representatives of the Ministry of Commerce and some other, I don't know, a bunch of different government related, economic, whatever, peoples and representatives of the Chinese government, man. The Chinese government is involved. Don't kid yourselves. Again, I've been saying this is bigger than just US versus Huawei. This is US versus China. This is what this is. Yeah. I mean, Huawei is the first, well, CTE was the first one, but Huawei is the current victim, and there could be more to come if this doesn't get resolved, which I'm hoping it will. A bunch of the people that were involved are Microsoft, Dell, ARM, Samsung, but obviously there nobody wants to talk about it on record because it's like all this like secretive shit and it's very sensitive and whatever. But what I can make out of this is that they are putting pressure on this tech companies, not just in America, but ARM and Samsung and Korea and other places. And those companies are going to put pressure on the U.S. government to undo the ban. Obviously, American companies they have to comply with the law. And in the case of ARM, there's also some law there, which is kind of weird. Where if you're making some sort of technology that's origin out of the United States and that you're selling that to Huawei, there's some connection there, and you're there's some legal ramifications there too. I don't know, whatever. The point is, China is putting pressure on the companies directly, and the companies then are going to put pressure on the U.S. government. That's their play right now. Makes sense. I didn't think China was going to come out guns blazing and really do anything that harsh or directly, so they're kind of being sneaky and measure and just kind of doing things their own way. You got to understand these are multi-billion companies, and some of them like Microsoft, huge companies, and those are companies that have tremendous influence in American government. So if China is putting pressure on them and they listen, and then they're doing stuff, it could it could have impact. If you think about it, 2020 re-elections are coming up soon. China's not happy with Trump. You connecting the dots here? You see what's happening? Hey, it could happen. All right. Maybe the next time we hear about somebody messing with the elections, it's not going to be Russia. This time it's going to be China. Yeah? Let's see what happens from that. It's the first step of their retaliation and potential escalations. Hopefully not. So what does this mean for us? for me and my phone, for you and your phone? What's gonna happen? As you guys remember, we reported this. You know, it's pretty open news. Uh, ban came out. That was like a 90-day extension. Uh, for Huawei to still be able to use Android. So that was back in May. So sometime in August, I think, as those 90 days are gonna be over. So anyway, what does this mean for you and for me and for our phones? Will your phone still work? So if you currently have a Huawei phone, uh, it'll work. It still works. My phone works, and even after 90 days, my phone will still work. It's not like they're gonna erase Google out of it or anything like that. It will still work. Remember, Android is open source. You ever heard of the Android open source project? For those that of you out there that install ROMs, AOSP. A lot of ROMs are based out of AOSP. Uh, so whenever there's a new version of Android, they release an update to AOSP, the open source project, and it's very bare, I guess. Kind of think about the Pixel experience, sort of. Not exactly, but it's just the base Google image without the Play services. That's what's going to be available to Huawei going forward after the 90 days on new phones. So if you get a phone and this hasn't been resolved in 90 days, new phones will probably just have Android, whatever the current version on the AOSP project is, and either no Play Store, well, definitely no Play Store, but I guess Huawei is probably going to do their own App Store and whatever. They do have their own services for email and stuff. So whatever. I don't know what that means. But if you currently have a phone, that will still work. It's you still will get updates based on the AOSP project, AOSP releases. So we're gonna get late, updates. We're gonna get few in between updates, so we're gonna be behind. That's just the reality of it until this shit gets resolved. That's gonna happen. It's unclear if, like this phone, if you already have a Huawei phone with the Play services, what's gonna happen after the 90 days? I'm guessing it's still gonna work, but your Play services are not gonna get updated. That's what I feel. I don't know if that's correct, so don't quote me on it. Uh, these people here, Forbes, they're saying that Google has said the Play Store and Google Play services will continue to work on your Huawei smartphone. And Engadget reports that this is still possible because it doesn't require any intervention between Google and Huawei. Okay, so I guess that's good news. That may not be the case for new phones, like I mentioned. I think that's pretty clear. If they don't have the license, they probably won't be able to put it in any new phones. So, yeah, ouch. Will I still get Android updates? Like I mentioned, you'll get the updates out of the AOSP, line, and we'll be behind. We're gonna be behind. Security updates after the 90 days. Yes, Huawei. Well, Huawei already came out and promised that they're gonna maintain regular security updates. So from Huawei, I guess we're gonna be okay, but we'll see. We'll see what that means. Really, the one that really worries me is the Play services. I don't wanna use another app store, so that could be a problem. But look, if Huawei is smart, all they have to do is open up their phones so they can be unlocked, and the community will fix it. We'll put Pixel Experience, we'll put the latest gaps in there, and we'll be good to go. I mean, how many of us out there that you that are tinkers or whatever have bought maybe an older Android phone that's no longer supported by the manufacturer, but there's a there's a ROM that you can unlock it. You can put a new ROM on it, and it gives a new life. And then you'll have your Google Apps application. You have everything. So to me, if if Huawei were to do that, which I hope they do, even now I hope that were a thing. That's one thing that's kind of limited with their phones. But if they are able, like the Pocophone, you can unlock it and install the Google experience and everything, and the Pixel experience, and it's awesome. So hopefully they learn from Xiaomi and they do that, and they'll solve that problem. Easy, easy peasy. So yeah, hopefully they do that. So that's what's going on. By the way, this video I'm recording it today on Monday because there was a big development. Apparently, the White House budget chief is delaying the ban, guys. It looks like this is gonna get resolved after all. Pretty much what this means is that the ban that was gonna be on Huawei, it's not gonna take effect until 3 years from now. It's what they're saying. And basically what they're claiming is that this is going to put a strain on this American tech companies, and they need to get themselves ready uh, for this ban to before this ban takes effect, so that they're not affected. So basically, I guess China's ploy kind of worked. They put. I didn't think it would work this fast. This literally the next day after I said that. Uh, they are putting pressure on these American companies, and then these American companies are then putting pressure on the government. And like I told you, man, this super giant billionaire companies, they have tremendous power and pull on the American government. And yes, uh, they got their way pretty freaking quickly. And some other things that came out is Trump pretty much they quoted him saying that the ban was more of like an economical thing rather than a security thing. So he's going back on his word. Is like, you gotta, like, which is it? Is it a security risk or is it an economical thing that you're doing? So there's some of that too. So it looks like things are escalating down, things are simmering down, and that's good news for us because now we don't have to be down with less fucking options when it comes to phones. I was one of the things that I was thinking about. What if like this would have gotten out of hand, and then like not only Huawei but the all Chinese brands of phones were not an option for us American? Then that would be terrible. If you the more you think about it, like phones that we like, a lot of them, the majority of them are out of Chinese companies. There's Huawei, the obvious ones, Xiaomi, there's Lenovo, there's Asus. Asus is Taiwan, so it's basically China. There's Oppo, OnePlus. All those phones are great, and they are made by Chinese companies. So if those weren't options, then it would be like what, like freaking Apple? Yuck! Fuck that! Never, never. Uh, Samsung, whatever, overpriced. No, thank you. Uh, LG, whatever. I guess not very sexy or a good option in my opinion, but also overpriced. Uh, uh, whatever Google has going on, their Pixels, very limited options. Not expandable memory. None of the options I said so far. Most of the options we're gonna have are not gonna have expandable memory, obviously, and most of their models are overpriced. You know, uh, uh, Motorola, they make okay phones, I guess. Some of them are affordable, so that would be sort of an option. Nokia, God, I don't know what was the last time I remember a good Nokia phone. I mean, are they? I don't think they're still making Windows phones, are they? I don't think that that's still a thing. I don't know. Nokia. Anyway, the point is they are not good. The having less options is not a good option. Um, you know, and that would suck. So yeah, guys, that's some good news coming from the internets regarding this situation. I'll go back to the other video and close things out. Cut. All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in. If you like this video, then hit the like button. I think it's over here. Hit the bell so you stay up to date when we release new content, and subscribe. That's very important. Probably do that first, then the like, and then the bell button. Do that in that order. Thank you for tuning in and spending some time with me. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.